And what is the deal with thousands of fast food workers taking another day off for protest, demanding a doubling in the minimum wage to $15 an hour? Restaurant manager Barry writes, "Keep pushing it, guys. I'm automating my stores as fast as you guys are leaving them to go out and protest." Smith in Texas, "If you raise the minimum wage to $15, it will put many out of business. These types of businesses have high turnover rates. Raise prices too much, no one will go. I certainly won't." Nick via Gmail, "So let me get this straight. A person flipping burgers should get paid more than an E5 with less than 3 years of service in the military? If the hourly rate is raised to $15, maybe everybody should flip burgers instead of fighting for our rights." That's a very good point, Nick. It's actually an excellent point. Ed in Texas, "Are you kidding me? Since when do you get paid anything without earning it? Look at the caliber of people striking. They think the country owes them something. You want more dollars, roll up your sleeves and earn it." Carter writes, "It would be interesting to know how many of the protesters are truly fast food workers. Not many, I suspect." Tim in Minnesota, "Neil, many union contracts are tied to the minimum wage. If the minimum wage goes up, other union members also get raises." You are quite right about that, Tim, which could explain why unions are keenly and now so suddenly interested in these workers' plight. Jam emails, "I agree with you, Cavuto. I can see increasing the minimum wage, but doubling it and holding the country essentially hostage over it? Forget it. And forget these clueless clowns and their union handholders, too." And PEPSIE disagrees. "Tell me why someone who sits at corporate offices and does very little to contribute to my success of my restaurant should make a six-figure income while I make $2.83 an hour. Maybe if the people at the top made the money they actually earned, there would be money to give us hard laborers what we deserve." Well, first off, Pepsi, I'm thinking that you're making $2.83 an hour, so I'm assuming you're a waiter, and I'm also assuming you make tips to compensate for the lower hourly rate, unless you're a horrible waiter. Second, be very careful demanding folks make the money you think they deserve. By that measure, LeBron James or Tom Brady deserve nowhere near the tens of millions they make. Many might agree with you, but let's just say market forces do not. Markets and what they will bear set these prices. In a sense, fans set at least the sports prices, just as they do in the competition to hire the best neurosurgeon or the best CEO or best college coach. Free market forces decide whether someone's ever worth the dough they're getting, just as market forces decide when those same people no longer deserve getting that money. Gene emails, "These folks are going overboard. A fast food restaurant is not a career job. This is where young people learn to work. If they raise the hourly wage too high, many people are going to lose their jobs." Paul in Pittsburgh, "Anybody working in the fast food industry that isn't satisfied with their pay should quit. When McDonald's then doesn't have enough employees, they will have to raise wages. No union." Well, there is that. Pam, the SBC Global, "No one goes into a fast food joint to work and says, 'This is where I want to spend the rest of my life.' That is, unless they want to become a manager or, who knows, CEO someday. So let's all get real. And let's also get real about this whole Washington Redskins controversy, especially as we head into the opening weekend for professional football." Tom via Gmail, "I've not heard of anyone complaining about Redskin potatoes. Maybe the football team ought to be called the Washington Redskin Potatoes. Now that is a compromise." Then there's Edward. "The politically correct crowd is right. The team name is offensive. They should be called the Maryland Redskins." Sally writes, "Why not do what Prince did and call them the team formerly known as the Redskins?" You know, you're not the only one who thought of that. Anyway, tip, "How would you feel, Cavuto, you arrogant wop, if they called them the DC Dagos?" Well, it depends how they played that tip. And by the way, no racism at all inherent in your remarks, right?